the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Hey everybody! Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Here is Hillbilly and I. Hillbilly and I. Hillbilly and I. What's up, everybody? Check it out.
What's up?
That's right. It's the morning coffee show.
Oh, yeah.
I think next time we're going to have the comments off during the intro because...
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, dang, it. I should have waited.
Right. But yeah, welcome to finally season 2, episode 1. Yeah, I changed the seasons. I need to go back and save some of the first season into the playlist it's in, and need to start a new season for season 2. I toggled around the thumbnail so it looks a little bit different. Just having fun trying new stuff. And as always, we'll probably fiddle faddle, add some stuff as we go. But hey, you can progress as we progress. That's how it works. What's up? Season 2. That's right. Oh, how are you doing this morning, Hillbilly?
Doing pretty good. Did my morning stream. But my day's changing today because I got other stuff to do. I'm not going to be able to stream today anymore. I got to worry about tomorrow for one.
Oh, yeah. Worry about tomorrow because of not the pre-release, but the early access.
Yep, early access streamer event starts tomorrow at 12 o'clock, right after the morning coffee show.
Woo! Morning coffee show. That's the place to be, everybody. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. If you want to enjoy the show, hit that subscribe button if you love the show. And if you love the show so much, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. That's right. Yeah. And if you want to support the show any further, you can always join the memberships or send a super chat. But I'm not going to ask you again. That's just, the blah, blah, blahs of YouTube there.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop. Let's see. Let's get down to business and start saying hello to people in chat. We got Mrs. Hillbilly.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. You're not supposed to be here. You're fraternizing with one of the members of the show.
Yes, she is. I'm just waiting to catch her neck so I can.
What is it? I heard you've been smooching one of the cast members here.
Mm-hmm. Wait till I find out who it is.
Right. Then we got Lone Wolf. That's right, Lone Wolf. Welcome to the show. Always happy to have you. Missed you last night during last night's game, but it was a blast. Thank you for watching with us and enjoying that game. And I did make a play mistake that cost me the game, and that's I could have board wiped and not worried about my creatures dying because I forgot my creatures had indestructible. But hey, it worked out. It was a fun, intense game for sure.
Yeah, it was.
But thinking of the multiverse of madness, from the multiverse opening portals, who's interested in Fugglers. Did you see my post last night, Hillbilly?
No, I missed it. For some odd reason, I'm not seeing getting notifications for posts.
Right.
Until later.
Yeah, I tagged in Mana Monk, who's from the other dimension. And he's been on a kick. Like he's like taking a small break from Magic a little. Like his interest is weaned more to fugglers, and he's been opening these little fuggler pops in his shorts and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I got fugglers. I got each of the Ninja Turtles fugglers my son got me for Christmas. And so I posted a picture on the YouTube posts of those fugglers. Let him know that there are people who like those fugglers.
Cool.
Yeah. He's been going to Five Below for buying these little keychain fuggler type things. They're like little collectible things, randomized things. It's fun. Then thinking of awesome stuff, awesome as well, we got Elijah Castle.
What's up?
Elijah, you rock. What's up? How's it going, Elijah? Like, I don't know what it is, but every picture he posts for his logo, I don't know if it's him or if it's an actor. Every time I see his logo, I think of the actor who played Moses in the Ten Commandments. I can't think of his name. Charlton.
Yeah, Charleston Heston.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jack Black myself.
Jack Black. Hey. We got in the chat, we got mugenfool. What's up, mugenfool? How's it going? You going with the flow? Getting ready to play some games in August? He's like waiting for games in August. He wants to get a Final Fantasy deck going on too for a commander.
Cool.
Mugenfool dreams of being broke. That's why he wants to get into Magic.
Yep.
We got Matthew Ludovico.
What's up, Matthew?
And he has a green squirrel on his picture. Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. Then we got Phyrexia. You got Mother Phyrexia on the for his logo.
Cool.
That's awesome. You know what's interesting? I did not know until I saw it with my own eyes. There's actually a pill out there called Phyrexia.
Huh.
Right? And every time I see it, I joke around that you're taking, like, whoever's taking Phyrexia, I'm like, you're taking oil counters. You know that, right? You're getting poison counters, right? And like, out of all of the pharmacists, when I seen this, I'm like, one of the pharmacists actually laughed at the joke because they caught the reference.
They must know magic.
Elijah, Mugenfool says, just gonna be in the chat. Oh. All right, Elijah, I'll laugh on back when I had braid people called me Post Malone. Nice.
Oh,
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Mugenfool already pre-ordered my birthday games. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Phyrexia, laughing out loud. That's right. Matthew, don't take the black Phyrexia. It's made from people.
Yeah.
Silent green. That's right. Morning, TCG dude. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Give me a sleeve.
Give me a sleeve. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, you know what? Here's an idea for TCG dude. Take the old Kit Kat commercial from the early 80s, 90s, or late 80s, 90s. And be like, give me a sleeve. Give me a sleeve. Give me a sleeve for my magic card. There you go.
Yep.
That's right. Callback. If you know what I'm talking about, you're old.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that commercial. Actually, I like that commercial.
Because they did a community sense. Since they did a community sensibility thing where if you got a Kit Kat, they're like, you should share with people because they break apart and take a little snack break, stuff like that. Kit Kats. Yep. I did a boo-boo yesterday. So the other day, the wife and I were at Burlington before she realized that she was going through some sinus issues. Like she was she's going through some sinus issues and she's trying to get over it now. We're and we found a big bag of sour Skittles, and I'm like, I thought they discontinued those. So we ended up picking them up. And it wasn't like one of those party size bags, but it was a fairly big bag. I dominated that bag yesterday while I was on stream. Magic.
Wow.
It was good. It was good. Like Oh man. But anyways, let's get to the topic. Topic is finding a reason for a hobby. Season 2, episode 1 starter pack. Right? Finding reasons to get into a hobby. Why do you get into a hobby? What isn't a hobby for you? What's a smart way to get into a hobby? These are questions we should ask ourselves when we get into a hobby. Like I love magic because I love playing with people and hanging around people, right? Like I'm a socialite kind of person. I like to be socially with people and playing magic. Like I like playing in the store. I like playing online, and I like playing card games. And so when I'm in the game of magic, I'm always looking for cards, getting in interesting trade deals, as you've seen before. Like yesterday, check out my mail day episode. It was awesome. And,
yeah, it was.
And so I get into this hobby because I like investing my time, and playing the game, upgrading with things and whatnot. And I'm not a very rich dude at all. I'm kind of broke, and sometimes I get lucky and get to spend some money on magic cards here and there. But I do with what I can with what I got. Right? I try to be wise about it. I try to be wise about my spending, what I get. So I don't collect magic cards. In fact, I need to put away some magic cards. Like right here, I got this fat stack of magic cards that I just threw all the floor.
Well, they're put away now.
And I need to put them away. It's funny. Oh my lord!
Look who showed up.
KJ.
Sorry I'm late. I was looking at a body, a new body. I don't know, maybe having one installed. Who knows? The guy said that I have to wait until after 5 for him to show up to install the new body. I've been waiting since 8, and the guy hasn't showed up yet. He said that he worked with the cable company when he was with his last job.
I worked for the cable company. Did the guy look like Jim Carrey?
No, but I was told I get extra features if I give the guy a little extra money.
Nice. All right. Oh, all right. Let's see. Oh, Frexia says, I like MTG Arena, but enjoy real life playing at game stores to meet folks. That's right, Frex. That's one of the best ways to play Magic.
Yep.
Kevin G says, how are things going? Glad that our second podcast has no audio issues. Yay. That's awesome, Kevin G.
Awesome.
Morning, Kevin G.
Kevin G. But yeah, so we just got on the topic of hobbies and the reason for a hobby and whatnot, and we're trying to keep it succinct to the point of why it's what are ways to get into a hobby, keep a good hobby, what are ways to be responsible with a hobby, because like, not to get into the negative things, some people have addiction issues, right? And some people get into hobbies. Like I knew this kid a long time ago, separate from the two people I've talked about, who got into Magic, and he got into the gambling aspect of Magic, and where he kept trading cards, not trading cards. He kept gambling cards away, and he kept losing games because he was just kind of a bad player. But he got addicted to the emotion of gambling, right? Yep. That's a bad thing for getting into a hobby, right? To gamble, like unless your hobby is to go to Las Vegas and go to the tables, that's a different story. And that, there's some gambling addictions there. Like I remember last time I was in Las Vegas, I saw a billboard saying, if you have gambling addictions, call this number. And even in Utah, they have them every once in a while. And there's no gambling in Utah.
Right.
I even see ads on YouTube for that also.
Mm-hmm.
I've even played my games on my phone and get ads pop up on my phone for game addiction.
All right, yeah. All right, what were you saying, KJ? All right. So the best thing about a hobby is the best thing to do when getting into a hobby is see what's in your affordability, what you can do, and spend wisely, right? Always, if you can, like Magic the Gathering, find a play group or friends you can get a hold of. Assess the situation, see if they're like healthy for your habits of playing Magic. Because I used to hang around a group with people who could just afford everything in Magic. I had a friend for the longest time who would just buy all the secret layers that he could. Every time a secret layer came out, he'd buy them until they made secret layers like every day, you know. And he's like, gotta spend back my spending, you know.
Yep.
You want a group that wants to be healthy with you and like Magic, you know. People like if people like to trade with you, help you build your decks, build their decks. You know, find people who want to build a good competitive atmosphere. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, one reason why I started my hobby of Magic, the Gathering, is because back in my past, I had things that happened and caused me to have depression. Well, Magic has helped me get out, associate with people, and bring me out of the depression.
Oh yeah, and it's very sensible too, because your situation is unique, right? You know, you had those brain aneurysms that took you away from being able to work a full-time job, so you needed something to take you away from the fact that you couldn't work the job like you normally could. You know, because I know what you're on for income. It's not as much as you could be making trucking or something. You know?
Exactly.
You know. So I get that and I understand that. And I think you're doing very responsible with these things because, you spend your time on YouTube, you play Arena. You even got a slight little income coming in from YouTube now to help you pass that time. And with that income, you spent money on me. Right?
Yep.
And you gave me a little income there, which is going to be pretty cool. Kevin G says, my issue with getting into a new hobby is to buy too much to get in. I bought a lot of One Piece cards, probably more than I needed. Lol. Laughing out loud. Oh, I don't. Lol, like that's what lol means. It means Anyways, yes, some hobbies like Warhammer, for example, have a very steep cost to get in the game. I mean, Warhammer, you got to buy the figurines, the models that are expensive. You got to put them together, which I means glue. And little clippy clip things, glue and clip things. Then you got to get primer to prime all your models, and you got to paint them. So there's both time and investment in like some of these hobbies that go crazy. Hillbilly, I didn't do nothing. I didn't give you a hint to do that. You crazy son of a
I didn't do nothing. I'm innocent. Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty. Elijah's like, hype. Let's see. It won't show me on this side. Let's see who got it. Phyrexia was gifted a membership. Epic. Mr. Mimsy, Matthew Levitico. Nice. We out of five people, only one of them doesn't show up as much. So a lot of people here do show up. Like Salmonella received a gift of membership. Whoa, that was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. Now let's spam some little cool turtle emojis in there. That's right. And he said thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Welcome.
So use those emojis, all those emojis and stuff. When we're live playing game, like I'm trying to make find emojis to make that people can use when we play Commander, because we do that a lot, right? We do it on Hillbilly's channel, we do it on my channel. That's why we got Salty, Board Wipes, 1-Up. If you get the joke, 80 damage. That's right.
Well, I got your back last night, I believe.
You definitely knocked me out of the game. That's right.
Yep.
But yeah. It was a fun game last night. Like I said, I would have won that game if I remembered my creatures were indestructible and board wiped. Yep. But I was trying to be conscious about my board wipes because the first game I didn't have as many board wipes. The second game I was feeding me and I'm like it was candy.
The first game my deck went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, it didn't play worth crap. But that's Magic.
That is Magic. It is. But yeah, so all right, here we go. Boop. Whoops.
All right, I don't know what's going on. I will take all the credit for every piece of bad luck I've had in the last 24 hours.
Well, once you get past that bad luck, it's all good luck from there.
Yep.
That's what they say.
Yeah, before my phone just decided it was going to go weird and everything. You were talking about gambling and your collecting and hobbies.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we were talking about hobbies, and we got into, be careful if you have an addiction to gambling.
Right, I got that part. I have a friend who lives in Las Vegas.
Hmm.
And he told me this thing about his hobby. His hobby is what everybody else in Las Vegas is, gambling.
Hmm.
And I told him one day, I says, gambling cannot be a hobby.
It can be.
I said, the games that this is my thought process with him, and me and him had a little argument about it, and we still kind of don't see eye to eye about this one topic all the time.
Right.
And I told him, I said, the games that you gamble on are the hobbies.
Right.
And he said, well, I collect money, and money is my hobby. And I said, that doesn't make any sense to me. If you're talking about collecting coins and stuff, that makes sense to me. And he says, no, I collect wins and losses.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I've had that discussion with a friend before too. And I'm like my friend kept a record of his wins and losses and whatnot. And he's like, I'm beating my own personal score. This is what I'm going for, whatever. It's like, ironically, our friend,
it's a disease. I just want to say, I told him, and I tell other people, to me, that's a disease, not a hobby.
Right.
And and I will tell people that every time. But I do see a lot of people who see that as, well, my hobby is just anything that I do to pass the time away. Right. And that's how some people just define a hobby. And and once you say that, I can't argue with you. I cannot argue with, like I can argue stupid all day long, but I cannot argue common sense.
Hey,
that is common sense. True. That is common sense. I will argue stupid all day long, and you guys see me argue stupid on the show. On everybody's show, I argue stupid all the time. But the problem is when you say I gamble to pass the time away, passing the time away is a hobby. And when you say that you collect the wins and losses, that is you passing the time away. And I believe that. Especially if you find a way to document your wins and losses. But it's still gambling's gambling, and I think gambling is a mental disease, an addiction. Right.
In that point, I want to say it can be, right? Yeah. Like, Coogee dude, like, he's gambled, but he didn't do the point where it affected his life and made bad choices.
Right.
Same here when I went to Vegas.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've been to Vegas. I've been to Atlantic City. I gamble. I like to go and risk something every once in a while. That is the whole concept of gambling. I got lost in Vegas for a month and a half when I was young. Lost. Complete, comped out like almost every other night, was winning, and for about a month and a half. It was not a good thing, even though I was doing good.
Right. And look, thinking of hobbies and gambling, the idea of gambling's changed, right? And this goes into hobbies, is now you got all those like sports betting apps and stuff. They're always trying to rope you into joining them and doing their things. The bid money. If you win a lot. That kind of gambling, because it's pretty much the new thing now. People are doing for years, and I don't know how many years. But like I have a friend who does it all the time with the UFC, where he like he puts money down on a fighter, and if they win, he wins. But he's responsible with his money. And if with any hobby, if you can be responsible with your money, right? If you can't be responsible with money, be careful. Do not get into it. Really, really. Because one of the things I had to learn myself, and luckily I didn't have control of the finances, is I had a magic buying problem back in the day, right? Like I could buy magic cards all day long. If I can't find a magic card in my collection that I knew I had, but I just can't find it, I'd go out and buy the card again, even though I didn't need it.
Yep.
And you got to be smart and wise with this stuff, you know. And luckily, I have a really good support system behind me, you know. And there's a lot of people out there getting into these hobbies, like single people or people who don't have a leash on them, so to say, to be like, I can help myself. Like I talked about this guy George a long time ago, and I can say his name because the guy Stasis Lord mentioned this guy by name before, George, who was a married guy and lost everything because he got addicted to magic. That was a deep end of thing, right?
Wow.
But what we're talking about though is finding a reason for a hobby, right? Like, what's a good reason to be in a hobby? What's a good responsible way to get in a hobby? Because we can focus on the negative all day long. We could talk trash on why something is a bad idea, you know, because it's easy to nitpick and get dirty. You know, that's just simple. We want to talk about the reasons, right? Like what I was just talking about before you jumped in, KJ, was you know, like why I love Magic the Gathering. And I said I'm kind of a socialite. I love being around people who play Magic. I love being around people who talk Magic. I love people who love to play Magic. It's why Magic is like 3 days of my life, you know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You know, I have other hobbies like video games. And thank God I got the old generation PS4 compared to the new stuff, because games are about to get more expensive and I can't afford all the games, especially.
Really?
But anyways.
I mean,
But yes, I do agree with you. Gambling can become a disease if unchecked.
Yep. But,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Hillbilly.
I mean, people, this day and age, people has to have something to do. Most people do. And Magic gives them a reason. Magic and other stuff, such as video games, gives them a reason to create a hobby out of that.
I don't know.
The only issue is they don't need to make it a habit, a bad habit.
Yeah, I agree with you to a certain point. I do.
To where they go overboard and not overspend to where they cannot take care of their bills. They should always take care of their bills first.
No, I agree with that too. That's common sense. But here's the issue. Like a game and a child's play thing. I know people hate it when I say this, but a game which I spent 17 hours playing yesterday. Let's say because I spent 17 hours playing Minecraft. Now, it gives you something to do, but I'm going to be honest with you. My Minecraft server that I had set up for streamers to join, which now has 22 people on the server now, we're going to make some fun stuff. Now, the purpose is to build something incredible and have community. I don't think if somebody's purpose to life is to spend 17 hours like I did yesterday playing Minecraft, I think that person needs to go and see somebody.
Oh yeah, professionally.
I think somebody needs to be seen professionally. If you spend your purpose in life is to just play a game and not have the multiple features around it, like say for example the camaraderie with somebody that you're playing the game with, or having the same reason why you get out of the house every day and touch grass so that way you can socialize with people. Now there are a lot of people who spend 17 plus hours on a video game, and I'm saying this because yesterday I spent 17 plus hours on a video game. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, if you're not taking advantage of the social aspects of it and you're just sitting around at home, you're just playing a video game going through the motions, or you're playing a game going through the motions, or you're doing something going through the motions, and you're just using a child's play thing to distract yourself. Now, if you're using it for the reason why Magic the Gathering was made, social activity, then you're doing it for the right reasons. I think the reasons to take advantage of a hobby is purely for your own sanity. I live by myself. I have a disease everybody knows about that is slowly killing me one day at a time. And I am at a point where like Like if I were to sit down and just vegetate in front of the television, vegetate with a mind-numbing game, and never get up, that is where it becomes a problem. Now, we've talked about problems in the past for investing and putting your money aside. I think that is our number one talked about conversation on this channel when it comes to being responsible. But let's not forget about the mental health aspect. And the mental health aspect is the reason why games exist.
Right. And I want to take what you're saying, because there's a lot of good substance in what you're saying. So I want to
I hope I didn't just battle.
Right? I want to drive in a point when you're looking for a hobby to get into. First of all, with the point I want to get into, I think Elijah Castle hits a nail on the head here. It says, I think hobbies come down to one of two things: community and creativity. I believe that. What I want to say was, if you're going to get in a hobby, don't find something you're interested in, but find a purpose to be in that hobby, right? Like, find a purpose. Like, I spent over 17 hours on Minecraft once, and there was a purpose behind it, right?
Right.
And have you ever heard of a CTM map? I know I've talked about it before a long time ago. CTM maps are also known as complete the monument maps, and you basically take a world of Minecraft and you make a big multiple puzzles out of it, and in each maze, you make maze with traps and mobs in there.
Yeah, it's an adventure map.
An adventure map kind of thing. And each map that you build, you find like a item that you purposely don't give your characters access to, and they take that item and they put it on a wall, and you keep playing until you fill up that wall with these treasures that you find. And I spend like 17, 20 hours on this day building these maps, because it wasn't just about me. The wife was involved. Kujidu was involved. We'd build maps and we'd play each other's CT maps, and we just have a blast having a good time together. And when we did this, there was purpose behind it, right? Like when I build a commander deck for Magic, I put purpose behind my Magic deck, even though my Hillbilly thinks my purpose in Magic is board wipes. But I try to build a winning strategy, but I also try to find ways to make it interactive so people can be like, okay, I do this, then I'm like, okay, I get to do this. I try to make it interactive or a state of being where people get to do things, or wish they could do things until I board wipe, right?
Yep. And also tomorrow, I'll be putting purpose into my hobby, which is streaming. I love streaming. I love playing Magic. And tomorrow is early access over on my channel. And I will be doing maybe 15 to 17 hours or more. Depends on when I pass out. But the purpose is, to play the Magic cards of Final Fantasy and also to stream. There's my purpose on that.
Matthew says, but I might balance that with the same person might spend 40 hours a week in a social employment like sales. Yeah. Sometimes the purpose of a game, like video game, when you're working a full 40-hour job, is relieving that stress, getting your mind off all the thoughts you have. Because, for example, my wife works a job. It's not the easiest job. It's not the hardest job in the world, but it's not the easiest job in the world. And there's a lot of things she's got to think about. So a lot of things sit on her mind. And so she'll sit down and play video games just to get that blank state of mind so she can reset. And that's what she does. And DeLawson says, my hobby is to troll people. That's right.
Right, exactly. And, there is a certain, I think escapisms can be your hobbies, but, but an escapism can be just about anything that you can do to escape your reality. There's a reason why we constantly go back and forth between video game talk, cartoons, and movies on this channel. This show itself is a form of escapism that we use. And while the three of us are here, it's our hobby every morning. We're not making money off of this. We are not Moist Critical. We're not Asmongold. We're not pulling in $4,000 checks every month. sitting here on YouTube. I mean,
Right.
we're lucky if we get our $50 check once a month.
Right.
To be honest with you, and or YouTube, you guys have a higher threshold. But on Twitch, we're lucky if we get our $50 check every month because we didn't get enough people on there because we're small hobbyists. We're sitting here most of the time. The only reason why we're streaming is because we're going to be sitting in Discord or someplace else chatting amongst ourselves around the entire country. And one of us at one point in time on one of our many shows that we all host around the YouTubes just to hang out and play a game with a friend. You know, we said, you know what? We're wasting content. Why don't we put this on YouTube? Somebody's going to agree with us. There's going to be a Dan who's going to contradict everything I say, or there's going to be a person in chat who's going to be like, yep, that's my game. You know, we're doing this as a form of escapism. And that's one nice thing about hobbies. You get into your hobby, you walk into your room, whether it be your art room, your room of all your collectibles displayed up on shelves like gods. You go into your hobby area and you take part in your hobby, whether that hobby area be your couch and grabbing your controller. But it is a form of escapism, and we use that for our mental health.
TG Dude says, laugh out loud. Sign me up for Coffee Trolls Anonymous. TG Dude, want to throw out your way? In June, around the end of the month, I should be doing giveaways and sending out mugs. All right. Let's see. Hobbies of troll people. Oh, where is it? Exactly. SFT. Passion without purpose is a sad song. You know, sometimes it is. Varying on what you're doing. Because, like, sometimes, you know how it is. Sometimes, you know, especially, and I'm going to say on this channel, us men, we get into a project that we have to do. We don't want to do it. And we start working on something, we start getting the flow of doing it just so we can get through it. Then we get competitive with ourselves and we start like doing it in a competitive rate, you know, and that passion grows and we end up finding a purpose in that passion, right? We find a purpose in that passion, and the passion is, and the purpose is to get the job done, and we just go crazy with it. You know,
it's called,
sometimes that's how it is.
There's a phrase for that. Disney coined it in the 1950s with a cartoon. It's called Whistle While You Work.
Whistle while you work.
Yeah. And there's a song too, I guess. Yeah. I guess there's a song that goes along with it too. But no, it's like, I mean, that's just making something entertaining. I'm not sure if like if that counts, unless like your hobby is work. I hate that. It just doesn't sound right coming off of a procrastinator's tongue. But what I'm trying to say is, that's just something to make the time go by. We're on this ball spinning around at 180,000 miles a second, and looping a giant ball of fire over and over and over again. There is, I mean, really, when you look down at it, our complete goal in life is to run around like ants on that little ball. Eventually, after we've gotten ourselves entertained, eaten, fattened up, and we ultimately provide nutrients to that ball that is spinning around that those other balls in the massive solar system, and we die and we become fertilizer, and then somebody else gets to have a hobby and occupy their time. Sounds depressing, but it's not. Trust me. They occupy their time until they too, the ultimate hobby is to sustain this little blue ball.
That's right. Yeah, it is to sustain the little blue ball.
So I mean,
the planet he's talking about.
Well, and what I'm saying is, we're occupying our time, and a hobby is there to make you enjoy occupying your time, also to stop you from going a little crazy like I am. And so you have people like Hillbilly and Tortoise to sit here like I do and chat with every morning.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, man. There's a lot of good stuff going on today, but sadly, the wife has to leave for work early today, so thus I have to get off a little bit early today. So we're going to go to that little segment here where we go to
hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise. Building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon. No one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house. We own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
All right. Yeah, I didn't say much about it earlier because I got conversations. But we're going to get to the shill section really quick. And I got to get up and make some lunch for the wife, depending on what's going on. But like I told her, I get off a little bit early today. So we're going to start with kjcowboydan.
Hey, howdy, hey, y'all, boys and girls. Let's see. Today is Tuesday. Oh, yes, today is Tuesday. I won't be doing diddly squat today. But tomorrow you can find me over on Twitch, YouTube, and now Kick, where every Wednesday, Jesse Hellwheeler, myself, we do a little podcast about absolutely nothing. It's called Procrastinating Across the Oceans, where we talk about everything and everything that you don't want to talk about, but it's entertaining and it's a great form of what we just talked about a few minutes ago, escapism. And join us Wednesdays at 7 Central on YouTube, Twitch, and or Kick, and show us a lot of love. Oh, and our conversation tomorrow is going to be about cartoons from when we were kids.
Nice. You know what? I just realized the name of the boat that KJ and Hellwheeler sailed on to get across the ocean was called the Maybe Flower.
Yeah, you know, we didn't make it all the way across. We stopped at a little island.
Right.
They serve mojitos.
Your motto is, why get there today when we can do it tomorrow?
Yeah, let's put off this for another day.
That's right. And thinking about tomorrow, though, we got HILLBILLY.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, you want to talk about tomorrow? This is going on tomorrow. At 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, I will be doing the early access streamer events. It'll start directly right after the morning coffee show. So I'll be here at the morning coffee show tomorrow. And then from there, jump straight into this early access.
All
But
right.
as far as today, there is not going to be another stream today. I know usually Tuesday afternoons is dedicated to all the subscribers and all the channel members to where you can come onto the stream and battle me on Arena. Not going to do it this week. Well, yeah, not going to do it this week at all. But next week, Final Fantasy will be out on Arena on Tuesday next week. So you can battle me next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to have 2 days where we can battle each other with the new cards, and that'll start next week. But as far as tomorrow, I'll see everybody tomorrow at 12 o'clock. No other streams today because I got to buckle down, craft some decks for tomorrow's stream. And that's all I got for today.
Sounds good. Super Fast Tortoise here. Today's Tuesday. I don't really have a solid plan today. I think I'm just going to do a live hangout session later today. And if I do a hangout session, I'll probably be while I'm cleaning this area up, reorganizing my life, and just sit and chat and chill. Because like I'm kind of stuck sitting in this chair in this office. I have to do everything sitting down, kind of. So I'll just be sitting in this chair, this chair, doing stuff, talking to you while I organize all this stuff. Got to keep a clean life, you know. Just chill, chat and chill. It will be a very awkward stream if I do. Really don't like awkward as in it'll be super chill, No purpose other than to clean up my area and organize my life. And with that, I want to thank everybody for being here. Hillbilly, kjcowboydan, everybody in chat, you rock, you roll. Thank you, James Willis, for the sweet mail yesterday. And hey, remember that you're loved. Someone's thinking about you, and if you can, brighten someone's day, because you might be the reason that their day is better. And with that, my friends, thank you, channel memberships, channel members. Thank you, subscribers, and everything you do. And let's hit that sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show.